So far, I've only talked about MagSafe cases for my iPhone 12 Pro Max, but recently I've been using the BodyGuardz Stack case, which does not have any MagSafe compatibility. So obviously I'm gonna talk about this case, but I do wanna talk about non-MagSafe cases in this new MagSafe world that we're in. So let's get into it. This BodyGuardz Stack case used to retail for $40, but now it's only $25, and that's not with a sale. They just lowered the MSRP on that. And that is a lot closer to its true value because $40 was far too overpriced. This thing is nowhere near worth $40. So good on BodyGuardz for understanding that and lowering the price. And the packaging is definitely pandemic oriented. It says ultra fresh, reduces 99% of bacteria growth on the surface, and also talks about how it includes a sanitizing wipe, just an alcohol wipe. So they're very pandemic conscious here with this case that they rolled out for these new iPhones. It also says there's a 10-foot drop protection. No way. Not a chance. This thing would not stand a 10-foot drop. I mean, the case might survive. Your phone would not survive if you dropped it from 10 feet. So don't try that. There's no way in hell that that is accurate. On the back, it also says there's metallic easy press buttons. The buttons are easy press. They're fantastic. I love these buttons. We'll get into that later, but they are certainly not metallic. That is a misprint. So on their Ace Pro cases, which are really good, I've used those before, they have metallic buttons, like they look metallic, but they're like plasticky, and I think they just misprinted that and put that on here because these are certainly clear. There is no metallic on it, which I'm glad. I think the metallic would look bad. So I like the clear that they went with. And it also has an Advantage limited lifetime warranty. Their warranty process is actually really good. I do like them a lot. Bonus pro tip, if you buy a screen protector through them, they have free lifetime replacements, but really you have to pay shipping, which is $8 every single time you get a new one. If you buy a BodyGuardz case and register it as well, you don't have to buy them at the same time. You get 5 free replacements of your screen protector. So if you need a screen protector, buy one from them. They're not bad. That's the one I use. I don't really have problems with them. I like them. Little hidden bonus. If you open the case, it does say a portion of each purchase goes directly to our Leaf Haven charitable efforts. So they donate some portions of their profits to charity, which is cool. I don't know how much, obviously. We'll take it for its word here. Here's why I scoff at the 10-foot drop protection. It is an extremely flimsy case. So you can squeeze it, it bends a lot. It does not offer much sturdiness to the phone whatsoever. So if you drop this thing from 10 foot, your phone would, I would bet a lot of money it's gonna break. So don't trust their 10-foot drop protection on that. That is complete BS. There's no way in hell. It's easy to put on the phone and it's easy to take off the phone. It is not one that feels like you're gonna destroy your phone when you're trying to take the case off, like some of these other cases that I've used. It also looks pretty nice. I like it. So on the back, it is pretty clear. There is like a textured design look at the top part of it because it is two-tone, as you can see, and that does not have a textured feel. It is still smooth, but it's not 100% transparent. The bottom is obviously textured and it makes kind of a noise if you rub it. But that part is still not really like slippery or anything, but that does feel a little different. And there are no magnets, as you can see. So no magnets for the MagSafe built into this. So it just uses the magnets built into the phone, and it does not help strengthen those magnets like the MagSafe cases do. The trim goes all the way around the phone when you're looking at it. I like that. There's no bottom cutout like the Apple one, and it looks really nice. It's just very flush. It looks even no matter how you look at it. And the bottom is actually really good. They actually made the cutouts to match the speaker holes, which does look weird, but it's better than the Gear 4 case I reviewed in my last video where they just made symmetrical cuts and it looks bad. You can see the speaker holes are not even on either side. Not a big fan of that. I liked this case a lot up until I started using it for a while, and I noticed the bottom portion right here is very sharp. The way I hold my phone, I put my pinky and like my first knuckle is resting underneath the charging port right there. And since this is so sharp, it actually like indents my finger and has like created a mark after using it the last several weeks. So up until that point, I enjoyed this case a lot, but it is very uncomfortable if you're on this for a long time. And I browse Reddit a lot more than I should. So I hold my phone a lot with my pinky underneath, and it gets uncomfortable real quick, but I'm getting like a callus there, so that's cool, I guess. The case slightly hinders one-handed use, but it is not much at all. It's very comparable, I would say, to the Apple case. It is less than that Gear 4 case, so the Gear 4 makes it kind of hard to use one hand, I think. It's hard to reach those leftmost apps with your thumb, but this one doesn't really hinder it. It almost feels like there's not a case on there. I mean, you can definitely tell there is one, but it's not a big hindrance. It doesn't make it too wide to use, so I'm happy about that. Other than my pinky getting sore from holding it, that is just, I can't emphasize that enough. It is like, it's the only case I've ever used that does that. Like, I still have a mark. So, but one-handed use is pretty good on this. I do like it. The Pro Max sucks by itself, even naked, one-handed use. And I don't even have small hands, but it's still not the greatest. I just like the bigger screen, so I keep being a sucker for it. But it is not the greatest one-handed use phone. They still need to update that UI to make it a lot easier for one-handed use like Android. I wish you could shrink the screen in so you could reach everything a lot better. Now, the buttons, they did say they're metallic-y. They're not metallic, but they are super easy to press. These are my favorite buttons on a case besides the Apple leather case, I would say, because those are metal. They just feel so good and they click so well. These feel like you're really hitting the naked phone. They did a great job. Like, when I was worried before I put the case on that they would just be like mush because they don't really like move. It was very strange, but oh yeah, feels great. I love these buttons. Like, the buttons cover up so many mistakes with this case for me. And this case is not slippery at all. It sticks in your hand about as good as any case. It's pretty much, it feels like the silicone case. Like, the texture doesn't feel like it, but the way it sticks in your hand feels like it's one of the silicone cases, and it doesn't move. It's awesome. It is raised above the screen slightly, so if you lay it face down, your screen's not touching, and it still has a little bit of a camera wobble when you lay it on its back, but it's the least wobble out of all of them. Like, when you push it, it kind of has some give first, and then it'll wobble. So this one's better than any of the other ones without having a wobble, but we're still not quite there at eliminating the wobble yet. So the specs were a little surprising to me because it felt really slim, but this was actually a bit thicker than the Apple case by a noticeable amount if you're looking at on paper, but in your hand I don't notice as much. So at 275 grams, it adds 36 grams to the weight. At 10.5 millimeters, it adds 3.1 millimeters to its thickness. So it's not as thick as the Apple case, and at that part you definitely notice. It's a thin case, I like that a lot. And at 83 millimeters wide, it adds 4.9 millimeters to its width, which is more than the Apple one, but I don't think you notice as much. And it's kind of rigid on the sides, so it does help with the grip. I do like that. They did a good job there. And it's 165.7 millimeters tall, which is kind of irrelevant, like I've said before. Now, the case is very scratch resistant. I was surprised with this because I've had other BodyGuardz like the Ace Pro I mentioned, and those get scratched pretty easy, but those are like 100% transparent. This one has that like textured design, and so I think that helps prevent scratches, whatever they did. I do like that a lot, but this case is starting to yellow already all around the entire trim, and I hate that. It looks dingy. It looks dirty. I know it's a part of clear cases. Like, eventually, hopefully we'll get out of this, but Apple did a good job. Theirs isn't yellowing yet, so, but there's trade-offs there. So that is something I really dislike about this case, is the trim is already getting yellow. So that part sucks. But unlike their Ace Pro cases, they have a colored trim. They'll be like white or black or something around that. Probably because they know this happens and they wanted to get rid of that problem, and that was their way to solve that. This one, they did not do that, and I like the look of it better, like when it's brand new, but once it starts yellowing, I am over it. Because then you have a really expensive phone that looks like dookie, and I'm not about the dookie. So as you saw, no magnets built into this case, so it does not have the MagSafe capability. It doesn't prevent MagSafe from working, but yeah, no magnets. It does not strengthen that. So it still works with the MagSafe charger, but it is, the strength of that charger sucks. And I don't own one of the wallets, but I've used one, and it barely sticks. Like, you can't use it with a non-MagSafe case. It won't even stay on. It'll fall off if you look at it wrong, basically. But I refuse to buy one of those, so that's why I don't have one in this video, because I'm not paying $60 for a 3-card holder wallet for the back of my phone. And plus I hate having that on the back, it feels weird. But the lack of the magnets really reduced my liking for this case. I went out on a limb. I really wanted to try this case because I love the buttons. I tried the buttons and that like sold me on the case, and it was really slim and it looked good. I appreciate the look of the case, but now that I am used to MagSafe, I really gotta have the magnets. They got me into this MagSafe world, so I'm sucked in and I need it. I need the magnets. A lot of thunder. Okay, I think it's done. Also, when I've used the MagSafe charger, I've not noticed a reduced charging speed at all. It charges the same speed, which is 15 watts, and it definitely is quick. I do like that, but it is not as strong. I like not having to look, and I can just hover the phone over it, and the charger just magnets to the back. That does not happen with this. I gotta like lay it on it, kind of adjust it, and then it'll clunkily hit it. It just doesn't feel as good. I love that satisfying noise when it hits. It's awesome. But it doesn't do that with this case, so it's a little disappointing. But overall, this case is good, I guess. I don't know. No, it's not good. I can't say this case is good. The part where it like indents my pinky, I can't get over that. It also doesn't help that this is the heaviest iPhone they've ever made. And so that definitely weighs it down more on my finger. You can tell quite a bit that this is heavier. But that part mixed with the yellowing and the lack of magnets make this a case that I don't think I can recommend. BodyGuardz has better cases than this. I haven't checked. I'm sure they have a MagSafe one now, maybe, I would assume. But just don't buy this one. Not worth it. So it could have been so good. The buttons are fantastic. If they could fix the yellowing, add some MagSafe to it, keep the buttons, and fix the sharpness at the bottom of this, this would be amazing. Like, this would be the best case, like probably out of any case. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see any more iPhone case reviews. I have 2 others posted already, so check those out. I am going to be posting the video about battery management here soon, so hopefully that can help you guys and you might learn something new. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments. I would love to know what cases you guys want me to check out or videos you want me to do, or any suggestions about anything. I really appreciate the comments I've gotten so far. I love the support. Please keep it up. I want to be doing this without you guys, so keep it coming. Subscribe, keep watching.